driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're passing up to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
Upset, get quiet.
Get a little music, get a little energy up for a long weekend coming up. Hey, everyone. We are in the kitchen today, and we are going to do a family favorite of our family that we use. I thought because Easter is this weekend, that I would do my curried cauliflower, which is a recipe that started with my mom, and we've converted it to be a plant-based recipe. And it's one that we do traditionally every year. And it's so easy, you know, with when you're making a lot of food. So you know, this is our special occasion curried cauliflower. And when you're making food for a special occasion dinner, a lot of times there's a lot of stuff to do. So this is super easy. You put everything into the a casserole dish and basically throw it in the oven, and that is it. So let's get going. Super easy today. All right. Now, there's 3 things that we need to do. Number 1, we need to make our sauce. And that's basically what we always do. Just throw everything in the blender. Number 2 is I've already done this. I blanched or kind of pre-cooked just a little bit the cauliflower. And then the third thing is I have mushrooms here. So I basically cooked the mushrooms. So let's start with cooking the mushrooms. So I have about a cup of cooked mushrooms. And they shrink down a lot. So I think I started with probably 2 or more cups of mushrooms. And the precise measurement doesn't matter. They are giving us an umami flavor into the curried cauliflower. Now, all I did is put the mushrooms on a baking sheet with a bit of parchment paper in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes until they're cooked, and that is it. No flavor or anything. I didn't add any spices. I just basically put them in, and that was it. And then for the cauliflower, I cut the cauliflower into florets, and then I had so you could use about a head of like a small to medium size head of cauliflower, but you know, make adjustments for your family and your needs. And I just cut them into florets that are not small ones, maybe medium size, because I can probably show you. If they're small, they tend to just disappear in the sauce. But mine are about this size, so they're kind of a decent size florets. And what I did is I boiled some water. And once the water was boiling, I added the cauliflower florets to the water. And then I let the water come back to a boil. And once it comes back to a boil, that's about it. You can drain the water. And so I have my cauliflower all ready to go. If you can see well enough, you can see it's steaming because they're still hot. They just literally came out of the water. All right. So that's kind of the pre-cooking that you do. And then all we're going to do is make our sauce. So handy Vitamix as usual. I am going to, so the main ingredients, I've got cashews that I've soaked for about 6 hours. Now there's two, if you may be tired of hearing me say this, but there could be some people who haven't heard this yet. There's two reasons why we soak the cashews for about 4 to 6 hours. The first one is that it softens the cashews so it makes a creamy sauce. If you don't do that, it can be quite grainy. The second reason, which is important, is that nuts and seeds have an enzyme inhibitor layer which prevents them from rotting, and then they won't grow until the enzyme inhibitor is removed. And so we soak them to remove that enzyme inhibitor, because the enzyme inhibitor actually acts as an anti-nutrient and it takes the nutrients away. So all these beautiful nutrients that we have from the cashews are all for naught if we are not soaking them. And so the cashews are a great source of both protein and omega-3 fatty acids. So we're going to get our fatty acids today. We also have, what's going to go next? Some coconut milk. Coconut milk goes really great with curry. So I'm just adding a can. And before I opened the can, I shook it up really well. And you might find, if you're not used to working with coconut milk, that it may be when you open the can, it's very thick on top. And then it separates. So all of the liquid, kind of the fat is at the top and the liquid is at the bottom. And this is regular. You can buy light coconut milk. This is just regular coconut milk. So I've just basically put this is a 400 ml can. I have no idea what that means in ounces, probably 12 or 16 ounces, something like that. But just a small can. And then I'm going to add my mushrooms. So I've just, like I said, I put my mushrooms in for an umami flavor. Now you can put the mushrooms in at the end and kind of blend it a little bit so that they're still a little bit chunky. If you like, that would be okay with the mushrooms. I have some garlic that I cut up. Now with the garlic, if you cut it up about 10 to 15 minutes before you're ready to use it, what happens is the enzymes, the allicin enzyme in the garlic has a chance to start working, and it actually draws out the nutrients. And garlic is a great antimicrobial food, awesome to be using. Very healthy. They use it a lot. It's kind of an anti-cancer thing as well. And I know my dog had some issues with his skin, and so we gave him and he had some infection, and we gave him garlic, chopped up some garlic every day and gave it to him to help with the healing. I also have a bunch of spices here. So down at the bottom, I have curry. Now, I used about a tablespoon of curry. If you are used to using curry, you may want to. I like kind of a medium curry to lighter side of the curry. I'm not a fan of a heavy curry, but if you like your curry really heavy and bold, then you'll want to add some more. And if you're new to curry, you might want to add just a little less and kind of, add and taste until you get the right amount for you and what you could taste. Now, I did not grow up with curry myself, so it was a new taste to me. And I always like to try new things. And so we started on the lighter side and kind of worked our way up. And it has a beautiful flavor. And like I said, if you start lighter, you can really appreciate the curry. In addition, we have some cumin, some coriander, some salt and pepper to taste. We've got onion powder, and I'm like so much on garlic. We always add garlic powder to everything, and then a little bit of paprika. So just going to add that big whack of spices in. And then I'm going to add some water. So I've got 2 cups here, but I'm going to try and add just about 1.5 cups. One thing with this curry, when you put it into the baking dish, and when you're working with cashews, it seems like it's very runny, but it really thickens up as it is baking and cooking. So I'm going to put this into my Vitamix and blend it all up, and then we'll do a taste test. Bring it back down to 0. And you'll notice when I do my blending, I always start at the low end. There's a scale of 1 to 10 on the Vitamix. I start low and I dial it up as I go. Otherwise, it can just go all over the place. So I always start low, dial it up, and then come back down to 0. All right, or to 1. So this is actually still pretty thick. Let me taste and see how it tastes. Ooh, yeah, Garlic City. Woo. I like. All right. So I am happy with that. But I am going to add a little bit of more water because I'm going to add the water because it really is still a little bit on the thick side. And like I said, it really thickens up as it cooks. So I'm just adding a little more. All right, that should be good. I can see it's thinned out a little bit. Yeah, you see it's thinned out quite a bit now. All right. And all we need to do then is get our casserole dish and throw our sauce on our cauliflower and cover it up nicely all the way. We got a little extra sauce, so I can make something else with that. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. Move this out of the way. And I'm going to just, so it's all covered in the sauce. See if I can tip it over a little bit for you to see that it's basically covers you can see it covers it up. What I'm going to do, put my lid on, and I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes. And it should be ready. All right. I'm going to bring out my other one so I can show you what it looks like when it's cooked. I took the lid off this one. So that one is there to cook. And so this one here is like, you can see it's not liquidy anymore. It's quite thickened up quite a bit. And then there's the cauliflower with the sauce. Now you can have this with a rice or quinoa. And what my kids like is, because our tradition is to have mashed potatoes. So they like to have this and their mashed potatoes and put this on top. A little bit of curry. And when you cook it until the florets, it's thick, the sauce is thickened and the florets are soft. If you overcook it, which is okay, the florets do get mushy. Let me taste. I need my mashed potatoes. All right. That tastes good. Ready to go. So this is a really easy dish that you can make. This is our special occasion dish, but I mean, you can make this anytime you want and add it into a bowl with some mashed potatoes, some other veggies, a salad, and it would really be a great compliment on your bowl. All right. Any questions for today?
I thought it looked wonderful.
Yeah. Tastes good too, at least to me.
Yeah.
You have to be the judge for yourself of what you like.
Well, I liked how you talked about the curry, because I'm like you. I didn't grow up with curry.
Yeah.
So for me, if it really packs a punch, I'm not going to be able to enjoy it, I don't think. So that was interesting about working your way up.
Yeah, no, it's it has a unique flavor, and that's how we've kind of gone from very mild to kind of medium mild. Probably one of my kids likes it a lot more curry, and we do have it that way sometimes. But if she's not there and eating it, I do dial it back a little bit. I do appreciate and I do like the flavor. I think with curry, I would recommend starting light. And you can, taste your sauce before you cook it and add more to it for sure. But that's how we started. And we built up ourselves over time with kind of getting used to the taste of the curry. So thanks for that, Kathy. All right. Well, we're ready for Easter and a long weekend. Like I've said, this week, it's a short week because tomorrow is Good Friday. So we will not be here tomorrow, but we will be back next week on Monday. And we will start off. This week, we talked about food addiction. And so next week, I think we're going to start off talking about, if you decide that you want to move to plant-based, how can you, how can you deal with the social circumstances of changing your habits and really moving away from the processed foods, I guess I would say. All right. So on that note, everybody enjoy, and we will see you next week. Bye now.